So Andrew and I made it to Rome, and he spoiled us with an Airbnb Plus.
That thing right there is the Vatican. We're gonna go see the Pope.
Andrew says that's the Vatican.
That's the Vatican right there. Hey, you wanna see the Pope?
It looks very popey.
They say the Pope directly communicates with God through that little thing.
It's not very little.
He doesn't actually communicate with God, but that's what they say. It's probably like when the Buddhist monks reach transcendence. Like, how do you know? They're just like, yeah, I reached it. I'm done. It's been 20 years. I've reached nirvana. Lisa, what did we just do?
We just got the all-you-can-eat at the Chinese place.
Yeah.
And we ordered, I think, 3 appetizers. We got edamame, we got dumplings, and what did you get?
Golden bags.
Golden bags, dumplings, edamame. I ordered curry fried rice and kung pao chicken. And Andrew got a Coke, I got a Fanta. And I don't know what Andrew ordered.
I got some fudamaki sushi, spicy salmon roll. I got calamari, and I don't remember. It was a lot of food. It's all you can eat.
Is it not bringing the menu back?
No, he said after this, then they'll bring the menu. He said the reason we should order a lot up front is because it takes a while. But anyways, we're not in Rome anymore. We flew to China. So.
Just kidding.
How's your Fanta? Have you ever had one of those?
Fantas are better overseas, if anyone's wondering.
I wasn't, but thanks.
I wasn't talking to you.
We're on a mid-meal check-in. How you doing?
I'm doing some yoga to try and like center myself to continue to eat. Can't get past my chicken for some reason.
Earlier today, she was being really mean to me because she was hungry. And now she is not eating her chicken. So, can't be that hungry, you know what I'm saying?
I had 2 dumplings and a bunch of edamame and 2 fried golden bags. And then I had rice and I had chicken.
The world's smallest violin.
I'm just thinking out that I have been eating. You're annoying.
Why am I annoying? So we are on the back side of the Pantheon, and what you'll know about the Pantheon, we're gonna walk around it right now. And down here is part of it. So part of it obviously got ruined because it's old, and there were wars, and there were just people being people. But Pantheon was originally built. So there was a temple below. It's a temple for like the ancient Roman gods. Now it serves as a church, but it was originally built by Augustus, and it wasn't called the Pantheon, or not Augustus. I think it was Augustus. I'll have to fact check that. Built a thing here that was a temple for worshiping. And then when it was destroyed or torn down, on top of it they built another temple, which is known as the Pantheon. I think it was in like the 2nd century. So the 1st century is like 0 to 100, 2nd century is 100 to 200. And it's used today as like an example of like modern construction stuff. A lot of monuments are modeled after it, and so what's really cool about it is that it's completely circular, and it's like the first building of its kind to be that like magnificent, large, and be completely circular, because back then they used a lot of like arch support. So like you'll see like this kind of stuff, but the building doesn't have the same sort of arch support inside of it that would have gone throughout an entire building, like columns and stuff. We're gonna go up to the front. Lisa, what's your impression?
It's a circle.
Okay, well, it is a circle. So this is the front side. So as you can see, the front side is still built in that traditional, basically very, like we are a magnificent Roman pillar columns with accents around the tops. These giant, beautiful pillars. It's just very characteristic of the traditional Roman style. But if we're gonna go actually inside of this, so we can take a look at it. Feel them. I think they're marble.
They're marble, but they definitely they're old, so they're not smoothed out anymore. But some of the parts are, like here.
Yeah. And you still have
and
that
then
marble
it's like,
finish face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the very top. So they use these pillars as support beams when they wanted to build like big, huge things like this. And then they still had that arch build system up there. And that's probably more of like that traditionally how it would have looked. Another thing that's very cool about, yeah, this is all marble. This is probably newer, refinished, but you have these very like magnificent like accents on everything. That was like their thing. So the whole idea was, and the door is huge, so it's like the whole idea is like obviously the Greek gods were seen as like being these huge things or whatever, so they could have entered if they wanted to, basically. You know, like they could have opened, if Zeus came down here and just wanted to talk to him, he could just fucking open the doors and be like, what up? Just a quick edit. So I said Zeus, and it would have been Jupiter, or basically Jupiter, and that was the equivalent to the Greek Zeus. So the Romans had like the same kind of theology almost, they just had different names for their gods, so that's just important. So their adaptations and depictions of Jupiter would have been equivalent to Zeus, and like their beliefs around them as like king.
Go stand by it so they can see how big it really is. Average human at the doors versus gods that are like... Yeah, is that gonna be you in the Coliseum?
Nah, me in the Coliseum would be like... Across the street.
So...
We're on the wrong bus.
We just waited for a bus for like 20 minutes.
We're getting over here.
And we're on the right bus, just going the opposite direction.
Over
So we're getting off.
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
We got on the wrong bus because it was the right bus going in the opposite direction. Andrew's mad. Long story short.
Is this a bus stop? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's a bus stop.
Oh! She's on the massage bus.
We're on the right bus.
Thanks to me, baby.
We're on the Twisted Timbers.
Yeah, the Twisted Timbers right here.
explain what just happened to us in the subway?
Well, I'm naked. So we were in the subway.
Right after we walked on those tracks.
Yeah. The homeless man
approached
and was like, no. He was like, blah, 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 and I don't know what language. And I was just like, yeah. And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah. And kept walking. He had to buy a ticket for the train in the morning. So we're buying the ticket. And then, you know, I'm buying the ticket, everything's fine. And then he walks up and he closes the doors. He's homeless. He doesn't work there. To the train station. He's like, we're closed. And I was like, okay. You don't work here. And he was like, we're closed. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm buying a ticket. He's like, okay, you buy your ticket. So I'm buying my ticket. And then he stood there.
He stood there like watching Andrew put in his credit card number, like PIN,
yeah.
And like trying to buy his ticket, and like he's just like, we're closed, like you gotta hurry up, you have 2 minutes, like ticking, like doing the whole like time thing, like as if he had a watch or whatever.
But he didn't because he's homeless.
Yeah, show the gesture. What gesture?
Like, but he didn't have a watch.
Yeah, and he kept going like this too.
Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing? Anyways, so at one point, you know, I'm just like, disregard homeless man. He's not really a threat. But at one point in this confrontation, I guess you can call it a confrontation, there's a weird moment. And I'm like, what do you want, homeless man? I just started calling him homeless man because he was just being annoying. I was like, you smell like alcohol. Like, go away. And then he goes, am I brown? I think he was of some Indian descent or I don't know, Nepal. I don't know. I couldn't really quite tell. He was very tan as well because it's sunny here. And I was just like, yeah? Like, what do you want me to say about it? And it was really awkward. I was like, can I buy my ticket now? He's like, yeah. So I finished buying my ticket. And he's like, don't come back. And I was like, fuck you, homeless man. And I just walked away because I already bought my tickets. But it was really weird. And like, I honestly, like, he just wanted me to be racist, I think, so that he had a reason to like fight me. But I just trying to buy a train ticket. Anyways.
Am I brown?
Am I brown? Am I brown? Yeah. Like, you are. Like, what do you want me to say about it? I'm not gonna lie to you. No, man, you're white. No, you're brown. Good question. Next.